Facebook lug Mark Zuckerberg's judgment not to seam up MPs is remarkable, told the board president who guessed him to visit. Damian Collins, the chief of a Parliament investigation in counterfeit news story, forced Mr. Zuckerberg to believe once again. Facebook and information analysis company Cambridge Analytica are at the center of a row above harvest private information. Mr. Zuckerberg has apologized for a violation of confidence, but told he will not seem in front line of the investigation. He will instead of email one of his elder management team, Facebook's head food official Chris Coxon, who will offer testimony to MPs in the at first 1 week following the Easter Parliament breakdown. Mr. Collins, the president of the Division for Civilization Print and Kind of Sports Choose Board, told, taking into account the emergency testimony how we've heard so far present, it is completely remarkable how Mark Zuckerberg is not produced to present oneself to interrogative. These are questions of a basic significance and anxiety to Facebook users, as so as to our investigation as so. I would surely encourage him to believe once again if he has any thoroughness for human beings how use his business's services. Facebook told Mr. Cox was so located to reply the board's questions. At the weekend Mr. Zuckerberg took out complete page advertisements in several UK and US Saturday newspapers to apologize. Addition, the business could include made more than to halt millions of users possessing their information operated by Cambridge Analytica. Mr. Wiley said the board how Canada Business Total IQ, that has been related to Cambridge Analytica, acquired financing of Voice, Keep and play a really considerable part in the plebiscite outcome. He as well declared, Mr. Wiley, whose concoction were at first published in the Watcher paper above a 1 week back, has charged Cambridge Analytica of collection the detailed information of 50 millionth users on Facebook via a identity quiz show in 2014. He alleges how, since 270,000 human beings took the quiz show, the information of several 50 millionth users, mostly in the US, was collected out of their obvious agreement via their boyfriend networks. Mr. Wiley claims the information was sold out to Cambridge Analytica, that later utilized it to mentally section human beings and supply pro-Donald Trump card content to them to help the president poll campaigning. He outlined his ex-lug, Cambridge Analytica's CEO Alexander Nix, as a seller in no backdrop in policy or technique but a lot of riches. On one event, the two of them were fleeing deceased since Mr. Nix had to choose up a £200,000 lamp, MPs heard. Cambridge Analytica declared Mr. Wiley misrepresented oneself and the business to the board. It outlined him as a portion-time subcontractor who leftward the company in July 2014 following less than rather than a year work down there. Mr. Wiley also no straight expertise of the business's job or practices with how they, it told. Cambridge Analytica as well told it was disgusted by his utilize of the tragical die of a term of our crew as a tool to future his own order of business. An inquiry by Kenya authorities signed how down there was anything suspect on our fellows' die, and we as a business were deep grieved by the losing, it told. Cambridge Analytica as well denies any of the information purchased was utilized as portion of the services it stipulated to the Trump card campaigning. Lawyers for Total IQ include told the company had never introduced in a agreement in Cambridge Analytica and it had never deliberately been implicated in any illicit operation. VoiceKeep has rejected accusations how they ruined the conducting rules for the UK's 2016 plebiscite on if or not to remain in the Europe Association. In a blog post on Friday, VoiceKeep's Dominic Cummings told the claims were virtually incorrect and the election committee had adopted grant in the work up to the plebiscite.